Wilson, runway 14. Same taxiway I've used a dozen times. Today feels different though. Today I'm not coming back to it tonight. Here we go. 5 stops today. A volcano, a hill they say looks like a sleeping warrior, 2 runways I've never touched, and a lake at the end of it I've never seen from the air. Let's find out if any of that's true. Nairobi's behind me now. Ahead, the valley's already opening up. They taught us about this in school. A crack in the earth, pulling this whole side of Africa apart, millimetre by millimetre, for millions of years. A number in a textbook. Let's see if it's more than that.
118.5. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet, Sierra 90610. Nairobi Center. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
Off to my right, that's Kijabe Hill. Same volcanic story as what I'm heading toward, born from the same rift faulting, just smaller. People launch paragliders off that ridge. Nobody talks about this hill. I almost didn't either. There it is. $27.76 meters. Dormant since the 1860s. Not dead, just resting. A forest. Inside a volcano. I did not expect that. Amazing views of the Rift Valley floor from here. More to what I learned in school. Naivasha. No time to orbit today, just passing through. What most people don't realise is what's happening on those shores right now. This lake alone grows something like 70% of Kenya's cut flowers. A rose gets cut down there on a Tuesday morning, and it can be sitting in a shop in London by Wednesday afternoon. All from a freshwater lake in the middle of the Rift. Which is strange, actually, since most of the lakes out here are soda, not fresh.
Going 121 decimal tree. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet. Sierra 9610. Nairobi Center. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet. Sierra 9610. 8900.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet. Sierra 9610. Nairobi Center. QNH 1025. Rate
9200.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610. Nairobi Center. QNH 1025. Radar contact continue.
Loldia Conservancy, runway ahead, draped in a background of Lake Naivasha. What a sight to behold. First inspection pass of the day. Let's see what's actually down there. This whole conservancy has been a working farm since 1939, older than most of what I fly over. Zebras, giraffes, right at the end of the runway. And they're running now that I've gone over.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610 contact Nairobi Center on 118.5. Good day.
100.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610. Radar contact 1 miles north of Hotel Kilo Sierra Charlie 7200. QNH 1024. Roger. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet.
And touchdown, giraffes again, right at my window this time. Ahead of us that is Lake Naivasha. You should all visit, Kenya. From down here, you can actually see where I've been. Kajabe Hill, out there. Naivasha behind it. And the rift wall holding the whole picture together. Back in the air. North now, toward a hill with a name I can't stop thinking about.
Nairobi Center. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610 is type Cessna Skyhawk. 1 miles north Hotel Kilo Sierra Charlie 6800. Request flight following.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610 Nairobi Center. Squawk 4454.
Squawk 4454. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango.
Roger. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
They call the next one Sleeping Warrior. I want to see if that's just a name, or if it actually looks like something. Look! Right there in front of our plane nose. Looks like a Masai Moran, sleeping. Watch the right hill. That's the head, with the high peak as the chin. The gap between that hill and the left one, with the footpath through it, that's the neck. And the left lower hill, that's his torso. Amazing! Leaving the sleeping warrior down below my right wing. Down below now, Elmantitor. Smaller than Naivasha or Nakuru, shallower too, and it's held its own stories for just as long. Right where I'm headed next. Second inspection pass. Clear. No animals on this one, at least not yet. This whole estate carries the Delamare name, one of the old settler families that shaped this part of the rift a century ago. We are downwind, preparing to land at Soisambu Conservancy. Ahead you see El Mentator at my plain nose, and the sleeping warrior still watching from the background. There's a giraffe! Again! Right here in Soisambu. Kenya is amazing. And magical. Two landings down, and here's something strange. My flight plan had this strip listed under a code that, when I looked it up, pointed to an airfield hundreds of kilometers away, out in the Masai Mara. Turns out the map in my hands was right, and the internet was wrong. That happens more than you'd think out here.
Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610. Radar contact 2 miles northwest of Hotel Kilo Papa Tango, 6500, QNH 1022.
Roger. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
Lake Nakuru next. I've heard the name my whole life. Let's see it properly, from the skies. Down below us now. Blue water, weed banks at the edges. No flamingos today. I'd heard they might not gather here the way they used to after the water levels rose. Looks like that's true. wasn't planning on this being part of the story, but I'm low enough on fuel for that we will stop for refuel at Barclays, right by Menengai. And Menengai isn't just a crater sitting there. Right now, there are real power plants drilled into that caldera, turning steam from the same volcanic system into electricity. Between what's running there already and what's still coming online, it's expected to power something like 500,000 Kenyan homes. The ground under this whole valley is still doing something, even when it looks like it's just resting. Lining up, Africa's second largest caldera, after Ngorongoro, is sitting just north of here, and I'm about to land next to it for something as unglamorous as fuel. Turning final runway 06. My approach is too high. I'll slide slit the plane to lose some altitude. Touchdown, but I used almost the whole runway doing it. I was sweating there. As always, I could have just gone around. Fueled up. One stop left before the end of this leg. And it's the one I know the least about.
Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610 is type Cessna Skyhawk, 1 mile northeast of Zulu 17 November, 6400. Request flight following.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610, Nairobi Center. Squawk tree 256.
Squawk tree 256, Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610. Radar contact 1 mile east of Zulu 17 November, 6900. QNH 1020.
Roger, Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 90610.
Climbing out of the rift now, up into the highlands. The ground's about to change completely. Somewhere down there, not far off my track, is a place called Fort Turner, where they once dug up a 14-million-year-old jawbone, an early ape that some scientists think sits right near the split between apes and whatever eventually became us. I'm not flying directly over it today, but it's close enough that I like knowing it's down there. This whole stretch of Kenya keeps turning out to be older and stranger than the map lets on. Tea, cut straight into the edge of a forest. You've probably heard of Kericho's tea. You've probably never heard of this one. This is actually one of the only places in East Africa growing green tea, not just black. And the soil underneath all of it is red, volcanic, from the same kind of rift activity as everything else I've flown over today. There's a name for these highlands that stuck with me. They call it the Place of Lightning, for the storms that build over these slopes. Look, down below us now. Private strip, right on the estate. Elephants and colobus monkeys live in the forest just past the tea line. Let's take a proper look before committing to anything.
Nairobi Center. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610 is type Cessna Skyhawk. 1 miles east Hotel Kilo, Quebec, Oscar 7200. Request flight follow.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610, Nairobi Center, squawk 0202.
Squawk 0202, Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610.
Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610. Radar contact 2 miles east of Hotel Kilo, Quebec, Oscar 7400. QNH 1020.
Roger. Cessna Charlie Echo Tango Whiskey Juliet Sierra 9610.
Third landing of the day. Third time this trip's shown me something I didn't expect. Last look at the tea rose before Kisumu. This is it, the last stretch. Down there is what people call the Nyanza sugar belt. Muhoroni is one of the towns that started it, a sugar factory that's been running since the 1960s. And I'm flying into Luo country now. The culture around this lake goes back further than any of the runways I've landed on today. They don't even call the lake Victoria here. In Luo, it's Nam Lonwe. And unlike every other flight I've made, when I land this time, I'm not turning around. There it is, Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake. And somewhere out there, one of the sources feeding the Nile, all the way to Egypt. Even the city I'm landing in carries the lake's story. Kisumu comes from a Luo word, sumo, meaning a place to trade. People have been meeting on this shore to barter for longer than anyone's kept count. Kenya's my home. I keep thinking I know it. Today told me otherwise. Down. One volcano. A sleeping warrior. 3 landings I'd never made before, on strips I'd barely heard of. A refuel I didn't plan for, and a lake I'm only now seeing for the first time from up here in the sky. Kisumu. No way back to Wilson today, and honestly, this is a start of a long journey. A journey to sightsee and travel where my mind, flight plan, good weather, a mile of runway, and my beautiful airplane. Not forgetting you guys as my passengers. Next leg starts from right here, to a journey across not only Kenya, East Africa or Africa, but across the world. For now we rest and sightsee Kisumu. See you for the next flight.